Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle if you're new here. Normally on my channel I post a lot of large family life stuff, but I also share things about our homestead because we are large family homesteaders. And today our cow had huge swollen cheeks, and this has happened before, and we had to take her to the vet, and we no longer can go to a livestock vet close to us. So I sort of remember what they did to this cow. This cow had a lot of her cud stuck in her cheeks, and so what they did was they flushed it out, but I do think they gave her antibiotics too, and I don't think I'm going to be doing that today. I just am flushing her out. I'll show you a picture here of how she looked before we did this, and then I'll show you exactly what we did to flush out the stuck cud in her mouth. And if this happens to your cow, when we were looking this up, the only thing we could find was lump jaw. However, this happened really quickly, kind of like overnight or within the past couple of days, and both cheeks were swollen huge. And so I'm going to show you what we did to get that unstuck. My chickens are literally flying out of the coop right now. It's crazy. But anyways, I have this pipe here, and it is, I think it's like 1 inch. You can use something a little bigger if you want, but basically you want to put this in their mouth so that they bite on it, and then we're going to squirt water in there, and we'll show you right now.
With the hose.
With the water hose, with the spray nozzle. We're using a little force to get it back to her cheek. One thing I want to mention too is you don't want to introduce bacteria into the cow's mouth, so wash your pipe. And that's what I did. I washed it with some soap and water, and we're just going to insert it into her mouth. And I go through the side because they have a gap between where their teeth are, and it's just gum. All right, we're in.
Now it's the spray.
Straight up, you're just putting down, rotating her tongue. One thing the vet did recommend was to remove hay from the animal. The only problem we have right now is I have nowhere I can put my cow where she would not keep eating. So I'm kind of at a loss for that right now. I am gonna turn her out and just keep an eye on her, and I'll come back and let y'all know how she looks later on during the day. That's a new puppy we got for a friend, and we're waiting for him to come pick it up, so we are babysitting, and he's sad because he just got separated from his mama yesterday. It was really cute. That's all I'm gonna do to her for right now, and I'm just showing y'all what we did just in case this happens to you and you don't have the ability to have a vet out, or maybe it just costs too much for you to have a vet out, because I do know vets can be kind of pricey when it comes to dealing with the larger animals. And so this is where we're at. I'll come back in a little while and show y'all how she is later on. I've got an appointment to go pick up another milk cow because our cow went dry and we need more milk for our family. But the white leghorn chickens over here are actually flying out of the coop, so we need to clip them because Sultan's out and he'll catch them. But we also have Hokma out, which is a new dog that we have, and we don't know how he will treat the chickens. Sultan catches them and just holds them and tries to put them back, but the cage is obviously going to be closed, so I don't know what would happen then. And then, like I said, Hokma's new. He's gotten in with the chickens. He didn't do anything, but I don't know if, you know, when things get exciting and fun, sometimes their instincts kick in and they might start eating the animal. So we're gonna get in there and clip their wings. I'm not scared to cut them, just to catch them.
That looks really pretty.
Oh, watch out. Oh, chill. Alright guys, it's been hours since I have been out here, and Pretty has managed to completely empty her cheeks with all that hay and cud. And I believe we found the cud that she probably spit out, but she looks really good. I'll show you here in a minute. She's just following me. Here is her cud. Let me show you by my boot. I wear like a size 9. This is a lot. She wears a 10. There's this chunk here, and then this huge chunk right here. And again, here's my boot, and you can see that's a really big piece of cud. Why are you crying? Look at these two jealous ones. I know. Don't be sad. Your daddy's gonna come today and pick you up and take you home. So I'm just gonna fill y'all in on the rest of our day because it was pretty crazy. We went to go look at that cow that we wanted to buy, the milk cow, and I was listening to the guy talk, and he had a lot of really interesting stories, let's just say that. And all of them were very positive and made him look really good. And so he told me that this cow had been milked by him the day before, and that it was the sweetest cow, nicest cow, and this cow was in this really small paddock that he had fenced off. And I was just like, he had on his cowboy boots though, and he was like, he said something like that he would do something except he's not wearing the right shoes. And I was like, well, I'll wait for you to go get your rain boots and we'll go in there and start seeing about that cow. So he goes and he gets his rain boots, and we go into the area where this cow is, and he starts, this should have been the first red flag, that when he went to go get her, she starts running from him. And I just like, okay, well, maybe she just like, once she's in the area that he wants, she'll chill out, whatever. Well, we corral her into that little penned area, and she gets in there. And so I was like, all right, I want to see her milked. And so he kind of corners her, and she ends up staying, and my daughter's able to squirt all 4 teats, and milk comes out fine. All the teats are working. But there were a few things that I did notice that I should have like been like, no. And the first one, like I said, was her running away. But the second was her eyes look a little crazy. We've had a cow before that was very skittish, and it was weird because anytime she went crazy and was just like in fight or flight mode, you would see some of the white of her eyes and they would be a little red. And I feel like that's what I see in this cow. This cow is part Holstein, which is what the cow was before that we had. Okay, and then the next thing, when he, like I said, went to hold her up against the fence so that we could squeeze her teats, it was just odd that we had to go through that much effort to be able to try and milk her out, considering he said, you know, she's the sweetest cow and she's great, whatever. So we made a mistake. We did not taste the milk. So I was like, all right, bring her to my house, and you know, that'll be the transaction. So he brings her over, and when we get her off the trailer, this cow literally like runs from us and runs everywhere, and we end up kind of corralling her again into our pasture where we want her to be. And I'm just thinking like, I don't know what this is gonna be like when it's time to milk her, but it's gonna be crazy. And so we had friends come over, we were babysitting some chickens, and now those chickens are gone. And yeah, after we were done with that, we went to go get the cow to milk her, and we thought, the guy had said she will come to you and follow you with a feed of bucket. So we were like, well, we got feed, we'll use the feed to attract her and bring her into the milking extension that we have. Well, guess what? She did not follow that. She didn't care about this bucket, nothing. It was just like, whatever, I'm not eating that, I don't care, I just want to get away from y'all. So we decided we were going to put a halter on her, and in order to get the halter on her though, we had to catch her, and she was just running from us. So we ended up getting a rope around her neck and try to bring her to the area that we want her to go. But guess what? She just takes off on us, and my husband's like trying to hold the rope and running with her, and yeah, it was just really crazy. So we ended up corralling her back into the pasture where she was, and then we tie her up to the pole of one of the fences, and then we get a halter on her. And the weirdest thing though is that she will stand to be milked, but she does not want to be caught. She does not want to be handled or controlled in any way. And So that makes it really difficult for when we want to milk, because we need to catch this cow. We need her to stand. It's like when you walk towards her, she's just like, nope, I'm out of here. Well, after we start milking her, we're like, well, we'll just take some milk from her, and then we know she has a lot of milk. We'll just milk the rest out on the ground because she was being a little difficult. So my daughter's milking her out onto the ground, and we get as much milk out as we can. And then we get inside and we strain the milk, and I told my son, I was like, hey, taste this milk and just make sure, you know, it tastes good and everything's fine. And my daughter was like, hey, I'm the milk tester. So I was like, well, go ahead and test it. So Jocelyn tastes the milk, and guess what? It's salty. And salty is a sign of mastitis. So we bought an ornery cow, and we bought a cow that does not want to be touched, messed with, and once she is, though she kind of does stand there, but she does occasionally kick. But I'm guessing right now she's kicking because her teat hurts from having mastitis. And then, so now we have this milk and it doesn't taste good. So I am going to test her tomorrow in each teat and find out which one has mastitis, because normally when a cow has mastitis, it doesn't spread to all 4 teats automatically. Normally it only sits in one, not saying that it can't go to the others. It's totally possible, but I'm assuming that it's one of the teats where, I mean, it's like this little, but when you would grab that one teat, she would kind of get irritable and like try smacking at you a little bit. She wasn't very aggressive in that area, thankfully. But yeah, we're gonna find out tomorrow whichever teat it is. We have some medicine called Today that we will inject into her, but also I am purchasing something called a CMT, which is California mastitis test, where you mix it in with their milk. We'll get her, we'll push that into her, and then let that sit in her and milk her out at the end of the day. And we won't drink from that one teat for a while. In fact, I don't even know if we'll be able to drink from the other teats. I need to see if that medicine is an antibiotic or what. And if it is, we'll just discard to the pig. But yeah, that has been our eventful day. And I'm really glad I did not try and pick up the camera and record any of this, because it would have made it a lot more stressful. I'm sure tomorrow is going to be very eventful. I will try and fill y'all in on how it goes on the second day with this cow. But that guy said too, if I can prove she has mastitis, that he will replace this cow. I am not sure how honest he is being, because we've had people say things like this before when you make a purchase and they're like, oh, we're gonna make it right, and you never hear from them again. And so could be another one of his stories, maybe not. Yeah, my husband said I should cancel the check. The reason though that this is a pretty big deal, cow having mastitis, is because they could go dry in that teat, and if it infects other teats, they will go dry in those, which means you will never ever be able to get milk out of them again. And it's basically like a scar that blocks the milk from coming out. And we have a cow that we actually purchased that happened to, and now she only has 2 teats that work. So we say she's dry in 2/4, or only 2/4 work. And it's a bit, it's kind of a loss, because when they have a calf, you want the calf to have enough milk to eat, but then you also want some milk for your family. So we would take milk from some of the teats, but now that she only has 2 teats that work, when she has the calf, we just simply let the calf stay on her and don't take from her at all. So yeah, I don't know. A little bit of a discouraging day and a busy day, crazy day. But thanks for following along with us. If you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and you'll like this video. And also if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys.